Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and welcome back to another Rant Time, the series where we take a look at a topic that you all send me and we talk about it. But this time, I'm not taking a topic you all have sent to me necessarily. I mean, you have, but it's been in multiple fragments. I'm talking about something that really fucking gets to me. Alright? And I'm gonna get pretty pissed this episode, I'm gonna get pretty opinionated, and I know by the title some of you may already basing opinions on what I'm going to be talking about, and I implore you not to like or dislike or do anything before. I want you to just listen to it with open ears and hear what is being said. Now, of course, the title is talking about the Nintendo problem. What is the Nintendo problem? Well, it's a plethora of issues that is wrong with this freaking company. And I'm not going to talk about really the YouTube side of it, what they're doing to YouTubers. I personally am not A, really affected by that. I mean, I kind of am, but B, I actually don't really look into that as much as I'm looking into what their gaming side of things are, okay? Because I'm not really involved with the politics of YouTube necessarily per se. But yeah, I'm going to go touch on that as well. And you know what? Let's begin with the first problem they have, okay? Alright, here's the Wii U. Alright, I've been sitting for the last couple days looking at the system on my desk, seeing it gather dust, and I've been personally contemplating, I think I'm just going to throw this out the freaking window. Because honestly, I don't understand what's going on with this company about this product. And ever since I've been hearing news about the new Nintendo NX, which means a new system that's coming out in a couple years, which has already been talked to about, you know, a year or something beforehand too. Literally right after the system came out, after its, you know, its failure started showing. Really, a new system? You're not going to fix this one? I understand that the system isn't technically powerful enough to match up to the likes of the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. We knew that. Everyone knew that from day one. But you know what? It still had a shot for games. And here's the thing. This system can pump out more Mario games than Call of Duty can in its yearly installments, and mobile installments, and whatever, and no one will give shit for it, even though it's literally the same thing functionally. Case in point, Super Mario Bros. U. Yeah, I know it's a launch title, but literally it is a Wii game that has been ported to the Wii U. The only decent Mario title released on this platform is Super Mario 3D Land. Other than that, fuck the rest. Fuck everything else. Okay? Not only that, but this system has gotten every single game other than, well, my favorite, Metroid. And I understand, Moodhard, that's your favorite, but here's the thing, guys. Metroid is a pillar, okay? It doesn't have that. Hell, it doesn't even have a Zelda game on it, because I don't really count Wind Waker HD as a freaking Zelda game for the Wii U, because that is a remake, or remaster. As in the same way, I don't count Master Chief Collection on the Xbox One a real full-on Xbox One game, because it's a fucking collection of Xbox 360 games just ported up. Yes, they've been worked on to death, but they've just been ported up. Just like I don't count Last of Us on PS4. That's a fucking PS3 game, and we all fucking know it. Okay, so no, we haven't even gotten a Zelda game or a Metroid game, so the freaking, the freaking trinity of Nintendo games hasn't even been complete. Mario's been given the big dick of Nintendo Wii U, but nothing else. We haven't seen a Samus Aran adventure. You know how many times I sit in my desk, looking at my Wii U, and then looking at my games library, just like, right to the right of me, and I look at Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Hell, I even bought the trilogy for the Wii, which is freaking great. I look at that, and I honestly kind of cry a little, because I look back at the Wii U, I'm like, I could be playing a fourth installment. Hell, I could be playing something, but no, I'm not, because this company isn't freaking working on a freaking Metroid title for this. And not only that, we're getting shit like Captain Toad's Adventure, which I get is great. I know Splatoon, I know those games are good. I get it, okay, I understand. But they've been marred by these stupid deals. Sorry, these DLC practices, and they're not the games that we really request. They're not the big Nintendo titles. They're just little fun. Like, look at Splatoon. It's a fucking multiplayer heavy. Well, I guess you could say the same for other games. But regardless, I understand those are good games. I'm glad Nintendo's doing new IPs. I understand. But it's not only that. They're not only making, the games really neat on time. On time, I literally mean it. I mean, the system's been out for freaking years now, and it hasn't even gotten a true Zelda title. But we're not even giving games at a steady enough pace. How big of a difference is it between Wii U releases? Like, it could be months at a time. You know when people talked about a games drought? A drought or whatever? Yeah, that exists! And that exists heavily! I might complain, oh man, the PS4 and Xbox One don't get enough games. They do. They actually do. They do a lot. But this system doesn't get any of those games. And when it does get games, some of the times, they're not even games that are appealing. well, at least appealing to me or, you know, some hardcore gamers out there. I mean, you know, in a way, it's a laughing joke of the gaming world right now, because it really has nothing other than the fact that, you know, a couple Mario titles that you might want to play. Yeah, it has Smash, yeah, it has Mario Kart, but, you know, those games might have some replay, but you can't keep on playing them, though. You want newer experience. I mean, I personally am dying to get that new Zelda game that's coming out, but I don't know when it's coming out. You know, there have been so many announcements, there were so many Nintendo Directs, and, you know, please, you know, freaking from Nintendo, but we haven't gotten, you know, solid stuff here and there. So, as of now, the system's a joke, and not only that, but the system isn't even up for the hardware, and I understand, you know, Mudahart's not about the graphics, it's not about anything. It kinda is. And we're not talking about graphics, we're talking about raw power here. This system can't even fathom to run a game that's currently running on the Xbox One or the PS4. It can't fathom to do that. Hell, it has troubles trying to play PS3 games and Xbox 360 titles, and yes, that's due to shitty programming. But that's also because those programmers don't really see any value in the system, because it doesn't have the value for them. It's been so fucked up by Nintendo that it doesn't have any freaking value left on it. How many third-party titles come on this? You know, you can't buy the system and expect to say, I want it for the third party. You can't, because there are no third-party titles, and there really won't be. I mean, I'm sitting here playing on the system, I'm wondering, why isn't GTA 5 on it? Why isn't Dark Souls 2 on it? Why aren't all these third-party titles on it? You know why? Because Nintendo didn't give a shit enough about the system to give it that support. And yet you look at the Xbox 360 and PS3 and they're still being supported. And they're being supported heavily. Look at Persona coming out. Look at all these fucking Xbox 360. Look at all that shit. But this system doesn't get it. And it has such a big, you know, drought through games, or even from Nintendo, that it really doesn't have any feasibility owning. It's a secondary system, and even then it's stretching pretty thin. And then you look at it, and these games, they never fucking hit a sale. They never hit a sale. I got Halo 4 half off literally about 6 months after its release. A Halo game, exclusive to the 360, one of their big juggernauts, still is a big juggernaut, and that went on sale. But freaking, if I go to the store right now, Super Mario Bros. U is still priced at $50. The first Mario Bros. Game, literally the Wii port to the Wii U, that's at $50. Smash is still at $65. Every game is still at $65, and they will be at $65. And they haven't done this just on the Wii U. This was done back on the Wii as well. Hell, this has been done since Nintendo's inception. They've never fucking went to sales. They've never put stuff at low. You know, if you look at the Wii U price drop section, it's a fucking joke. All you see is, you see Barbie on there and you just fucking give up saying, well, there's no point looking through it anymore. Well, fuck it. That's what happens. That's literally what happens. But what can I do about it? What can I do? And you know what? I may sound really fucking critical right now, but I love Nintendo. I love it enough to go out and buy my Wii U. I love it enough to go buy a 3DS for it. I know I love them enough to go buy all the games for it. You know, you might think that Mudahar just hates on Nintendo. I don't. I have a Wii U, I have a 3DS, I have the new 3DS. I got the new 3DS for fucking Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and you know, not Metroid, I was about to say Metroid. I got it for Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D, and I love those titles, you know, even if they're both, again, remakes, they're still fucking good games. Alright, and I love enough to go out and get a system, but that brings me to another point. Even that new 3DS has been fucking marred. You know that game they announced for it, the Xenoblade Chronicles, a flagship new 3DS title? Well, here's the fun fact. When you buy a 3DS, you get about 4 gigs of storage on board, but you need 8 to download that game digitally, and you might say, well, go buy it physically. No, what if I wanted to go get it digitally? What if that was my option? What if I wanted to stay at home, apply my credit card to my Nintendo account, Lord knows why, and then download it digitally? You know, in the comfort of my couch or comfort of my bed, you know, set it to download and fucking talk to my partner and, you know, have a fun time, I guess, you know, and then play my game. What if I didn't want to go to the store? But no, many people would assume that's a dumb option. Why not? It's not a dumb option. It should be, if you're gonna fucking announce a game and put it on that system, you might as well give people the 8 gigs of storage. I mean, you're not giving them a freaking AC adapter. Might as well use that money, funnel it towards more storage for the system. That might be smarter. But no. If I worked at this company, I could fix every fucking problem they had. But no, I'm just sit here to watch and see what happens to me left in the dust. And then we go to their freaking YouTube policies. The one where they have their own MCN or partner network, I guess you could say, where if you sign up for them, you're allowed to play your Nintendo games. And yeah, that might be great for Nintendo only channels. But once you're in that channel bracket, the only thing you're allowed to do is Nintendo. You're not allowed to fucking venture off and play Witcher 3. No, they'll slap you on the wrist and say, fuck you. And you know when you hear that? Fuck you, Nintendo, for doing that. How dare you tell me that what I can upload and what I can't. Yeah, I understand you're the fucking boss technically at that point, but you know what? No. Denial. It is much more valuable to me to play every other library of game out there than just to play Nintendo games. I don't fucking upload Nintendo games to begin with that much anyways. I may do Nintendo creepypasta and put other, footage on there, but I do that because it's a fucking protest to fucking Nintendo right there. I can't fucking use your gameplay footage, so, I'm not gonna bother. And if I have to, I'm gonna use it very little. That's where it's at. And the stock files I do for Pokemon that's coming up, yeah, I'm gonna use it in a proper way. I gotta fucking look at it in a clearer manner. I gotta fucking get somebody else to look at it and say, is it cleared? That's what I gotta do. They basically made my fucking hobby a little bit tougher to do, but whatever. I'll do it because I fucking love you guys and I want to fucking give you guys some content, and that's what I'll have to do. And if I have to work an extra couple hours at it, I will. So Nintendo, you're not fucking stopping me whatsoever. Okay, thanks. And then the next fucking part is back to the whole system itself. They're announcing a new one. And then their games are already becoming all this DLC heavy crap too. I mean, yeah, I guess amiibos have a collecting value to them, but come on. Are we really going the Skylanders route with this? And when we're talking about DLC, guys, we're talking about the most bare bones, asinine shit almost. Like, I mean, I guess the kart levels are cool for Mario Kart 7, but like, some of those guys should have been really, whatever. You know what? Forget I said that about, now that I think about it, it essentially is like any other fucking company out there. They basically stooped down to that level. There was once a point where we thought Nintendo might not have done that, but they have done it. And you know what? They're going even further out by putting some of their games on iOS and Android platforms. I mean, they said at one point they wouldn't, and now they've questioned the idea. So, the company has hit that point where they're going to start doing that. And there's nothing wrong with it, if it's done all right and done properly, I guess. But, back to the whole games. This system itself doesn't really have any fucking value left. It really doesn't. Yeah, it might have a good game. Might have a good games here and there. I mean, I have Bayonetta 2. I went out and got it. I like the game. But other than that, once I'm done playing it, I really don't have anything else. I mean, there was a point where I bought like the third-party titles that were on this for pity's sake, just so I could play the system. Like, I got Assassin's Creed 3 for the game, for the system, just so I can fucking play the Wii U. Yeah, even though I could have very much gotten that on my PC and played it at maximum resolutions and all that, and I ended up doing it. I was like, no, there's no way I'm sitting down and playing Assassin's Creed 3 on this system. Hell no. When it runs worse than the Xbox 360 version. Fact at that point. Trust me, I've seen the difference. But, regardless, alright, that was just a little talk on the Nintendo problem. You know what? This system really, really, really pisses me off with how the fuck they're handling it. And when they're talking about the new next-gen Nintendo NX, that actually pisses me off too, because you haven't fixed it. You basically went the Sega route and created consoles and consoles and consoles until, you know what? It's gonna end up fucking you over. And it already has began to fuck you over, because it's not just me saying this stuff, guys. It's many, many other people saying the problem here too. And I guess that's where we'll end it, because the thing is, Nintendo, it's just negative fucking publicity for you at the end of the day when you keep fucking up and keep pissing off, I guess, other big YouTubers, I guess you want to say, you know what I mean? Like, big people. Because, there are people that are genuinely fucking pissed with this goddamn system. There are. And you know what? They're very vocal about it, and that's what ends up being a thorn in your ass. And the thing is, if you want to fix it, forget about the whole YouTube thing. Fuck that for a second. Fuck people using your cutscenes right now. How about you fucking release some more games for the system at a more, appropriate pace and make good freaking games. Metroid, Zelda, your two franchises that you can't fucking forget about. How about you do that? But you know what? I'm not the fucking person running Nintendo. I run SomeOrdinaryGamers Media Group. I'm a different kind of guy. I work something else. So, you know what? I'll do what I gotta do. You guys do what you gotta do. And, well, I guess I focus on the audience again here. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. This is me, Mudahar, and I really want to hear your comments below. I really do. Please tell me what you guys think about this in the comments below. I know this is a pretty fucking, intense, divided topic, and I want to see what goes on. And remember, please, no flaming down there below. But, you know what? I can't control what you guys write. Just let me know what you guys think about it. And, yeah. I'm out.